Live in living color, they showing this is Monday Night Raw. Saginaw, Michigan, gonna play host to Raw Week 2 here in Universe Mode. And well, we're off the heels of a pretty damn good Week 1 of Raws. We're gonna take a look here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Drew McIntyre going to actually open up the show. And of course, Drew McIntyre closing out the show last week. And he closed out the show with a bang, attacking Universal Champion Seth Rollins after Rollins' grueling contest against Ricochet. And here comes the man of the hour, Drew McIntyre. McIntyre with a live mic here tonight. He requested mic time to open us up here on Raw. Management did in fact give it him, as we clearly see. And well, according to him, one thing he's gonna really talk about, and that's the fact that he made a statement last week on Raw to end things off by attacking Seth Rollins. And I'm pretty sure we could go on and make some assumptions from there. And here we go, Drew McIntyre opening us up here on Raw. And he's right, the talking point for last week was why did Drew McIntyre in fact attack Seth Rollins? And McIntyre not going to waste any time here. Pretty damn obvious, he says he wants to face Rollins for his Universal title Money in the Bank. Rollins did want a challenge, which is why he gave Ricochet the matchup last week on Raw to main event, to see if hopes of Ricochet beat him. Ricochet would get a shot against Rollins in Money in the Bank. Of course, Ricochet came up short, but Ricochet going to be in the 8-man Money in the Bank ladder match to main event. So I guess things did really work out well for him in the long run. Well, McIntyre saying he's the best here on Raw. Well, that's very cliche, but to be fair, this man, I actually do think, compared when others said, this man here, Drew McIntyre, I actually do believe when he says it. Just look at him, the physique. This guy has the look to really do it all. Saying he's the future of this industry and it's about damn time. Well, all the idiots in the crowd, he says, his words not mine, it's about time they find out. Of course, McIntyre has been labeled the Chosen One for years. Vince McMahon himself labeled Drew McIntyre the Chosen One back like 10 years ago over on SmackDown. Boy, has the time has changed. Of course, McIntyre later than leaving the WWE back in 2014, if anything. Coming back in 2017 in NXT. And now he is here and he's looking to win some main roster gold. Of course, former Raw Tag Team Champion with Dolph Ziggler. Granted, that was like 2 years ago at this point. Or a year. Damn how time has flied. But anyway, Seth Rollins now made his way down to the ring, and I can only expect he has some choice words for Mr. McIntyre right here. As we kick off Raw here tonight, Universal Champion Seth Rollins once again opening up Raw, seeing like he did last week. He opened it and he closed it. Rollins not going to close it as well. We're going to announce our main event in the next couple of moments after these two are finished with their mic time. And now Rollins staring down Drew McIntyre. And Rollins saying McIntyre's lucky he doesn't stomp his head to the ground. But Rollins, of course, did say that he wanted a challenge. The exact words Seth Rollins did say to open us up last week on Raw. So it all ties back together here for Seth Rollins. So I think he's appreciative. Is what I'm getting at here. And now Rollins saying it seems like McIntyre's going to be the person to give him a challenge. So, why not Drew McIntyre challenge Seth Rollins for the Universal title at Money in the Bank? There you go, Rollins. Giving us the matchup that most likely McIntyre obviously wanted as last week's action show. And he's giving us a matchup that, quite frankly, the WWE Universe wants. These two amazing athletes will go at it. And well, there you go. McIntyre saying exactly what he wanted. But not saying if Rollins is so confident in his abilities, he has everything coming to him. And well, Rollins being confident perhaps lead to him losing the Universal title at Money in the Bank. And well, McIntyre does have a point right there. And Rollins. Ooh. Well, that right there is definitely a shot to the gut of McIntyre. Saying McIntyre has been here longer, which is true. McIntyre has been here in the WWE way longer than Seth Rollins. Granted, McIntyre took some time away for a short period of time. Well, for a couple of years, actually. Came back But Rollins, in the long run, he's been more successful overall than Drew McIntyre has ever been in the WWE. And Rollins, that's how he ends it off. And McIntyre, oh, you can tell McIntyre feels that one. Well, there you go. What a way to kick things off on Raw. Seth Rollins, just a gut punch to Drew McIntyre. Well, ladies and gentlemen, after last week, it's now been official. Your main event here tonight, the Raw Women's Championship on the line. Becky Lynch will defend against riott. Of course, last week in week 1 of Raw, we did have a backstage altercation, a backstage fight between the two. One that ultimately ended up ending with Becky prevailing over Ruby as riott was knocked unconscious. The back of her head hitting the concrete. Luckily enough, she is okay and she is going to be able to compete tonight in your main event. Well, it was just an argument that came into a battle of fisticuffs backstage, and management decided, hey, might as well let them take their anger out on each other in an actual sanctioned matchup. And Ruby, she's actually going to be rewarded for her actions, and she's going to get a women's title opportunity later on tonight in your main event. But first, we're going to kick things off. Relation to the real deal, Titus ONeil. He is in tag team action, and yes, while you may be wondering, Titus ONeil, of course, is a singles competitor. Who is he really going to team up with? Like, who will really be a partner for that man, Titus ONeil? And ladies and gentlemen, I can now confirm that management got the awfully bright idea to have a reunion of a team that hasn't been around since 2014. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the reunion of Slater Gator, Heath Slater, and Titus ONeil. Of course, Titus ONeil, the former Florida Gator, and of course, Heath Slater, the one-man Southern rock band. Now this one right here is a decision by the Monday Night Raw management that I am fully 100% behind. I just love this reunion, ladies and gentlemen. These two, they weren't really the greatest of tag teams. They didn't really have the greatest chemistry, nor did they really have the greatest win-loss ratio back all those years ago in like 2013, 2014. They weren't really the greatest. But here tonight, the reunion of Slater Gator, all those years later, can they finally get the chemistry going? I like to think so, but maybe not tonight, because it's going to be against these two, the Good Brothers. Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, the Raw Tag Team Champions. Not gonna lie, gonna be a little bit biased with these two. Easily my favorite tag team in all of the WWE currently. And so sometimes I will be biased for these two. And of course, their leader, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, who picked up a victory over EC3 in a non-title contest last week to kick us off on Raw. First ever matchup of Universe Mode. First ever matchup in Raw history in Universe Mode. AJ Styles picking up the victory. EC3 don't look like he's going to be in the United States Championship title scene anytime soon. But Styles not scheduled to be here tonight. He's not going to accompany Gallows and Anderson out to a ring. Anderson and Gallows accompanied Styles out to a ring last week. AJ not going to do it for them. He says he has confidence in their abilities to put away these two fools. AJ Styles' words, not mine, and I like to think that AJ is right. As Gallows right there manhandling Titus ONeil. Titus ONeil is definitely a tough opponent, and Gallows just toying around with him, that big boot. Ladies and gentlemen, Titus ONeil is one of the superstars that he just needs some momentum. Obviously, Heath Slater actually got it this past week on main event, picking up a victory over Mojo Rawley. So Heath, the first ever man in Universe Mode history, in Raw history, and in Universe Mode history in general, to actually have 2 matches. So Heath Slater, history making, the first ever man to have 2 or more matches here in Universe Mode. So there we go, nice little trivia fact right there. And granted, this is only the second week, so not really all that much trivia facts there's going to be. But, slowly piling up. As well, Titus ONeil, I feel like he definitely could use some momentum, some victories under his belt. Definitely be a dominant force here on Raw. And maybe that could be in the tag team division with Heath Slater as Heath tagging himself in. Titus does not mind it one bit. Oh, Heath. Actually, it was Starter Luke Gallows. Oh my god. Heath Slater just brung down the big man. The one-man rock band. Heath Slater. Well, he's taunting, classic Heath Slater, and now was looking to stop Gallows from making the tag to Carl Anderson. Anderson doesn't. Well, Anderson gets there in time. Well, Gallows makes it in time to tag Anderson. Oh, Anderson was looking to take advantage of Heath Slater, taunting to the crowd. Heath Slater all hyped up here tonight. Of course, defeating the no longer hyped up Mojo Rawley this past week on main event. So Heath Slater, going off some pretty damn good momentum. And now Anderson underneath, jump over and power slam. Nothing pretty about that, but so damn effective. And Heath dives, makes the tag to Titus ONeil, the real deal Titus ONeil, the former Florida Gator. And now look at this. Titus sends Anderson off the ropes, looking for something. Anderson's speed definitely superior than Titus. Titus wasn't able to quickly think of something, or wasn't able to get his hands on Carl Anderson. A Slater chopped to the chest by Anderson, doesn't do anything to Titus. And now Titus, gonna make Anderson pay for that one. Running power slam. I like to think the strategy for this matchup is to have Luke Gallows on Heath Slater and have Titus ONeil on Carl Anderson. Have the two big men control the two smaller men in this matchup to, give a chance for your team win. But then again, Heath Slater, he took down Luke Gallows moments ago. Not to mention Carl Anderson, Anderson very cunning. Definitely let's think he has some tricks up his sleeve when it comes to taking down Titus ONeil, but so far to no avail. And Titus with a clothesline in the corner, and now Carl Anderson is stirring. Titus taunting the crowd, both Titus and Heath having some, to be fair, the chemistry not really being measured, not really being tested so far, rather still early on in the matchup. Heath started tying himself in moments ago, but can't really count that as chemistry now, can we? No. Gallows was going for a dropkick right there, the big man leaving his feet to no avail, and now Titus ONeil here has Gallows in the corner. Not gonna lie, this matchup has already lasted longer than I originally expected, so there's some points for Titus and Heath. Usually I will be biased for both Anderson and Gallows, but the reunion of Slater Gator is very exciting. Oh my god! Well, the chemistry comes into play. Titus ONeil launches Heath Slater using his partner as a weapon. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Raw continues. And here we are back here on Monday Night Raw during the commercial break. Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, of course, been tag team for an awfully long time. I see their tag team maneuver, their tag team paralysis, their tag team chemistry coming into play right there at the expense of Heath Slater. So we return now to the live action here. No, Titus ONeil hanging up Carl Anderson and dry ass. Well, before we left to go to commercial break, Heath Slater being used as a weapon, being launched by Titus ONeil onto Carl Anderson, I believe it was. So yeah, the chemistry, showing a little bit. As now Carl Anderson, looking at the strength of Anderson, lifts up the big man Titus ONeil. Rather impressive, the machine gun Carl Anderson and the big LG Luke Gallows. And then look, this fireman's carrying. Oh my god, Anderson runs, just slamming him down. Forget what that called. To be fair, not gonna lie, but yeah. Anderson now staring down Titus near the corner, almost mocking him, and well, that's gonna cost you. Titus can use the rope to his advantage, use his surroundings to his advantage, using the rope to wrench on the arm of Carl Anderson. Rather simple, but it's gonna get the job done and wear down Anderson for a crucial couple of seconds that Titus is gonna need here for just a side breaker, really, not really a backbreaker, side breaker. Then it launches Anderson over his head. The strength of Titus ONeil being showcased right there, and Anderson kicking out. Let's see right there. Heath Slater taken down. He just took down Luke Gallows again. Heath Slater. It just has been so good in numerous months. By so good, I mean he gets a victory over Mojo Rawley this past week on main event. And he's taken down Luke Gallows twice now. Well, at least I've counted twice. Who knows? It's probably been more if I missed any. But yeah, Heath Slater doing an awfully pretty good start for him. As now Anderson ducks, or so dodge, and now here we go out. Front drop kick right there, the machine gun. Looking to put away Titus ONeil, sets ONeil up in the corner. And now Anderson once again, he's mocking Titus, not sure how smart that is. Well, Titus not going to do anything this time around, and now Anderson Gallows, they're looking at this matchup. They've had enough. They're showing the magic killer by the Raw Tag Team Champions. as Luke Gallows shoots the half to go for a pinfall here. Anderson, he's tired. He's walking away, but Heath Slater has broken it up. At the count of 2, Heath breaks it up. Anderson going back for a pinfall. Desperation here. 1, 2, and Heath breaks it up again. Heath realizing he shouldn't have left the ring. Well, Heath realizing that once he actually went to a ring apron, Anderson Gallows went back for a pinfall. Titus ONeil though, he still has some fight left in this match. Well, boot catches the face of ONeil, but Titus trying to fight back here. Of course, Titus no stranger to tag team gold former tag team champion. So is Heath Slater. As here the clash of the Titus. Can this do it? No. Luke Gallows kicking out at 2. The clash of the Titus out of nowhere. Titus ONeil almost did it. And now look, oh my god, the strength. The strength of Titus ONeil against the much larger Luke Gallows. Both these two men awfully large, but Luke Gallows obviously the taller individual of the two. That's now Titus ONeil. Shoulder barrages. Where the word is. Carran's out the ring, and a second clash of the Titus in the center of the ring. Titus ONeil. No. 2.9. That was 2.9. That was a 2.9 if you ask me. As Titus, he's going to tag away Heath Slater, give him some action. And Heath Slater trying to think of his next maneuver. Going to go high risk in the high red district now as the one-man Southern Rock Band. And then, elbow drop right there. He bounced off Luke Gallows. That's how much larger Gallows is compared to Heath. That Heath just bounced off him like a trampoline. Like a 5-year-old on a trampoline. And again, I feel like Heath is bouncing. Heath has to be bouncing from this impact. It's done some effects onto Gallows. It's done a number on Gallows. Okay, maybe not. Gallows returned the favor with a couple of strikes. And now more strikes. Mounted punches right there. And oh my god, Luke Gallows, he's pissed off. Gallows is mad. But Heath, he doesn't care. Sweeps the leg. Heath Slater, I swear, he's had an impressive start here in Years Mode, and now, well, there you go, Dolph Ziggler zigzag. Ziggler over on SmackDown. And now, Heath doing Ziggler's maneuver there, and oh my god, Gallows, what a kick. That's where Luke Gallows, one of the most impressive big men, not professional wrestling. As see where there was going after Titus ONeil, didn't work out as Titus clocked him in the side of the head. But Gallows just going to take Heath out of the equation, sends him out, and now Gallows trying to get Titus off the apron. And now he's going to actually bring him back inside the ring. And now look at this, Titus ONeil now. Well, not the legal man, Luke Gallows. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the referee is distracted by counting Heath Slater. If Heath was in the ring incapacitated, the referee will have to count Titus to a count of 5. If Titus not get out of the ring by the 5 count, he would be disqualified. So that would work out well if Heath wasn't on the outside. Oh my god. Impaler DDT. Heath Slater, that's how he picked up a victory over Mojo Rawley. This past episode main event. Anderson not going to enter the ring. And ladies and gentlemen, Heath Slater just pinned Luke Gallows. Titus ONeil and Heath Slater, the newly reunited Slater Gator. They have returned to being a tag team for the first time in like 5 years, 6 years by this point. And they returned with a bang. They returned with a non-title victory over your Raw Tag Team Champions. Anderson and Gallows have just lost. Maybe our United States Champion AJ should have accompanied them to a ring. I feel like it would have been good luck. AJ, what can you be thinking now?
Climb the ladder. Grab the briefcase. Earn a championship opportunity. WWE's Money in the Bank ladder match. All for a chance at a guaranteed championship contract. WWE Money in the Bank.
And well, Money in the Bank's now in 3 weeks' time. And well, ladies and gentlemen, on the upcoming episode of SmackDown 8 of the Women's Showcase, there will be in a battle royal. The winner will face Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship at Money in the Bank. And well, we're going to get a rematch from this past episode of SmackDown as Heavy Machinery, the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions, they defend against the New Day. And well, your main event, Money in the Bank ladder match, as the Black Finn Balor, Miz, Braun Strowman, Ricochet, Cesaro, Buddy Murphy, and Andrade. They will be in a Money in the Bank ladder match for your main event. And Ruby Riott already in the ring as she awaits the arrival of this woman. the Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch. They shown the Raw Women's title to main event here tonight on Raw. And can Ruby Riott perhaps become the future, or not future, the next Raw Women's Champion of anything? Well, we shall see here in tonight's main event. And Ruby, well, looking to perhaps get a hot start here. Becky Lynch staring Ruby down, telling her to bring it here. And now finally drops the title. No, Ruby, just quicker. Just more fast than Becky was. Becky staring her down, daring Ruby to do it, and Ruby did do it. And now what's this? Ruby bring the Raw Women's Championship with her. And now I was planning on using it against Becky. Becky now rocking her with a forearm, and now Becky Lynch going to send Ruby inside the ring. Sarah Logan accompany Ruby Riott to this matchup. Definitely going to have a think she's going to be an outside factor. No. Well, Ruby Riott was planning on attacking Becky before the bell, and well, didn't really work out well. No, it did, as the bell is now rung. This is now a regular one-on-one contest, so Ruby can no longer use that Raw Women's Championship like she was planning on doing before the bell. And oh, Becky getting kicked in the gut. Now Ruby Riott rebounding off the ropes. Oh, Hurricane round on Becky's head, falling, just slamming onto the mat. Ruby Riott perhaps attacking Becky before the bell actually is helping her, which in hindsight makes sense. But Becky bringing one hell of a fight back and forth here between these two, as the matchup just begun rather abruptly. Did it, and now Becky reversing what Ruby was going for. And now Becky Lynch gonna send Ruby over the ropes, and Becky just a shoulder tackle to the midsection, and Ruby falls to the outside. And now Ruby, well, she's trying to get her composure as Becky Lynch here, all fired up. Ruby still trying to get, well, she finally is back up. Finally comes to her senses after that. And now Becky here, what's this, has Ruby up. And now what the hell, oh wow. Taking her down to a mat. Ladies and gentlemen, Raw continues. And we're back here in Raw during the commercial break. The match was almost as good as over with before we even came back, as Becky Lynch with the exploder suplex. And then Becky was looking to end it early with the first disarmer of perhaps many in this match. Ruby, however, was able to fight off it. Sarah Logan, surprisingly enough, didn't bother to try and stretch referee. Ruby, sheer willpower, getting out of the first. Disarm her, and now Ruby sending Becky into the corner. So we're back live here for your main event on Raw. Raw Women's Championship on the line. Of course, this matchup came to be after last week's confrontation in Raw Week 1 between these two women, and management decided to give Ruby a chance at Becky here tonight. So these two going to take out their frustrations with one another, and well, a sanctioned contest and a matchup with more order compared to their backstage brawl last week, as Becky go punch to the gut, spin kick right there by Ruby Riott. And now Ruby sends Becky into the corner here. What can she be looking for? Off the second rope. Tornado DDT. Becky falling in the center of the ring here. Sarah Logan, I definitely think she's going to be an outside factor, a key factor, if Ruby is to win this matchup. Definitely need to thank that woman, Sarah Logan, because I have an awful suspicion here that she is going to play wonders for Ruby Riott in this matchup, or at least attempt to, as the Exploder Suplex, second one in the matchup. Keep tally. Let's keep score here. As Becky now staring down Ruby, trying to think for next maneuver, and she finally was able to think of one, but Ruby giving Ruby too much time to recuperate there. But now Becky wrenches the arm of Ruby Riott across those two ropes, top one and the middle rope. And well, still kind of shocked after the ending to our first matchup. Ladies and gentlemen, Slater Gator have pinned the Raw Tag Team Champions, and Becky was perhaps looking for a second disarmer, but Ruby had it scouted. Ruby was ready now. What a forearm, knocking the man down. The Raw Women's Champion just went spaghetti leg there. And well, United States Champion AJ Styles, I definitely have to think he's not really the happiest with the results of Anderson and Gallows losing to Slater Gator. This means that Heath, Slater, and Titus know they deserve Raw Tag Team Championships, Raw Tag Team title matches in the future against Anderson and Gallows, whether it's at Money in the Bank, whether it's before Money in the Bank. So we got 2 more weeks of Raw to go after this one. So still plenty of time for management to decide whether it's going to be, who knows, it could be next week Raw. Could be Money in the Bank, we don't know. Well, at least I don't know. And now, Ruby taking Becky down the head, but Becky was attempting to strike Sarah Logan. Sarah hasn't really played a factor, well, at least yet in this matchup. Oh! And Becky was walking towards Sarah, decided not to do anything here. And Ruby now in the ring, Becky going off the rope, was thinking of something, decided against it. As Ruby now startled in the corner, and Becky Lynch, the man, taunting Ruby. And now Ruby, I think she's playing possum here. Becky once again waiting for her. As soon as Ruby Riott gets out of the corner, I think Becky has a couple of things, has a couple of tricks up her sleeve, and damn right she does. Her best one. The disarm her now. The disarm her now, Ruby. Getting the rope break. Rolling away now. And now into cover here is Becky and oh. And now Sarah Logan, what's she doing here? Sarah, the fact that she didn't try and distract the referee, kind of surprised. And now, bringing in the chair, I just finally noticed. Sarah Logan bringing in the chair, perhaps going to look to help Ruby out with that, but of course if Ruby gets disqualified, she ain't going to win the Royal Women's title. Becky will retain. And now Becky Lynch here, finally noticing the chair. If she uses it, she gets disqualified, but she retains. So she could use it, but Becky Lynch not that type of champion. And now going to the outside here, with the chair in hand, staring down Sarah Logan and across the skull. Sarah Logan trying to help out Ruby Riott right there. And, well, it cost her in the long run, but, oh, Becky runs right into a headbutt from Ruby Riott. And now Ruby on the top rope in the high red district. Frog splash. Pinpoint accuracy onto the Raw Women's Champion. Ruby now, can she be able to put it away? Can she be able to put Becky Lynch away here tonight in the main event of Raw's? Taking her down with the forearm. And now Ruby here was looking for something. The leg gets caught. And Becky Lynch, just like that, smoothly and out of nowhere, into the disarm her. And Ruby, she's fighting. Ruby Riott's fighting. And she taps. Couldn't fight it no more. And Becky Lynch wrenching back on the arm. And, well, ladies and gentlemen, the Raw Women's Championship contest has come to a close to end off Raw. Becky Lynch, the man, retains her gold here tonight in her main event of Raw. Well, these two definitely putting on rather damn good contest. Ruby giving the fight to Becky Lynch. But I'm pretty sure after Becky saw Sarah try to bring the chair into the ring and try to hope, well, Coney assumed Sarah's going to distract the referee later on to allow Ruby to use the chair, but we would never know because Becky Lynch decided to wrap it up, to take it home before we can even find out. Becky, oh no. Becky Lynch cutting her own celebration short, and Becky now walking towards Sarah Logan. Ruby Riott, she's still knocked out, so she ain't gonna be any hope. And Becky just scaring away Sarah here. Sarah does not want anything more to do with Becky, as Becky Lynch walks away as we end off Raw.